Hey, everybody. Tired man here to build the factory again. That's what we do, right? We build the factory. And oh, guys, I got a story. But not right now. Not right now. Right now, we have all sorts of chores to do. And then we're going to try to set up our new power plant. And then after that, probably more silver if we can. That's probably not what we're doing today. All right, lead death spiral. This requires explanation. We out of lead. We got no lead. See, no lead. We got a line here for lead. Well, let's go look at the lead box. We're not making any lead. There's no lead here. There's no lead. Where's our lead? Let's go scroll up and look at the processing stack. Go see what happens in the processing stack. No lead. No lead. No, oh, right here. You're not going. You're not going because that's not going. It's not going over here. That's not. We have no Z3 reagent. Okie dokie. Let's go take a look at Z3 reagent. Maybe there's something there I can fix. Maybe I clipped a line. That hasn't happened ever before, right? Let's go take a look at Z3 reagent. And it's like, no carbonyl sulfide. All right. Let's just kind of scroll down because we made that right here. Why don't we have any carbonyl sulfide? Oh, we don't have any propene. No propene. All right, let's go look at the propene. Propene isn't going because of no lead. There is a lead death spiral, which I think I hit many hours before. But I think I have a solution for, sorta. Solution is soda. So let's go. What we need more than anything else in the world is to rob this dinosaur of its waste lead, which was a thing that happened once. And then we need to assess correct priorities. This guy right here is just going to drop in the entry bin. No, we do not do this. Instead, first, before you do that, you must fly all the way over to the Z3 reagent, the propene in, and you must empty your cargo there and do not wait. So whenever you're full, you try to shove it in here or here. And wait, you say, if both are full, it will cycle forever. Yeah, that's true. I mean, yeah, it's just true. This is what we're doing right now. Cycling forever, I think, is a problem I'm just going to have to accept if I ever want more lead in my water. But for right now, we're going to say that's fixed, though I will check back in it obsessively throughout the episode. Lead into propene is quite expensive, but propene straight through into Z3 reagent is very expansive. So I think maybe this will go all right, though I don't know what's going to happen if I don't get that lead made. Right now, everything's being dumped into silver, and not a lot of silver. All right, let's go limit the tree maker. I forgot to do that yesterday. Because it involves spoilage, albeit rather benign spoilage, it must be limited. And I think we're going to do that by just reading the amount of trees in the system, right? And then right there and right there. Okay. All you guys, you're going to read. Oh, we have king trees already. We can use that to verify all my ramblings, per se. So 50 per stack. Let's just say 1,000. Less than 1,000. So it will shut off. Well, wait a second. Then it will rot in. We want to do it here. This is where we want to do it. The loaders, not the outserters. That was not correct. There you go. And then you guys are... You are forgiven. So we want... Oh, we're stuck. Alright, so hopefully this will accomplish my goals. Okay. It's definitely making more nice trees. I think I'll take a block with me. Here, let's go quickly look ahead. Limit the tree maker. Done. Let's go quickly look ahead. Not for long. And just kind of verify what I thought. Here, take these. There you go. Level 3 trees. And that goes to 0.8, almost 0.8. A little less than 0.8. Alright, that's fine. That shows my math works okay-ish. Alright-ish. There are aspects in which my math was okay. I gotta make a seaweed maker up here, don't I? That's a later in the chore list kind of thing. Alright, look around. This is good. So, what I need now, bedding for Varrox, and I don't know why. This is, I remember looking at this yesterday and just not comprehending what I saw. Trits working? Trits are working. Good. It's like, this is again advanced sushi belting, which I don't understand. It's so very clumpy. It's astonishingly clumpy. Why are you so clumpy? Because this looks like it's almost full, right? If we go look up here, it's almost empty. And during this empty era, it doesn't work. And this mixer is in the wrong spot. People have been telling me for a long time I need to do something different here. Maybe I will now. Maybe we'll do a test. Zoop. And so now only 50% has a chance to get off every single time. And so this should inherently smear it back out, right? Because some will leave, some will come back around, some will come back this way. This is going to be a more effective mixer. I've acknowledged this for a long time now. Maybe we should just see what the effects will be. Because it should just smear out everything very aggressively going forward. Here, let's watch this over time. Our problem is dramatic unevenness. And I think it's just because we had a bad design. So let's see if this design actually improves things. And if so, maybe we have learned something. Alright, we're just gonna... Here, we're not gonna... Yeah, we're just gonna do that. More molten stainless steel whales. Alright, that's a good problem. Because yesterday, we went and we upgraded the stainless steel production area and the super steel production area. But now, apparently, we can't keep it supplied. Here, let's take a look. Stainless. Yeah, these little dips, no bueno. No want dips. No dips, please. No dips. This is good. This is being made at a very solid rate. So what we really need is to clone this guy. We need more throughput. And then I will do as suggested, because we've run into deadlock situations when it's just copy-pasted. And just make them have different routes so that any deadlock will be coincidental and eventually resolved, right? Alright, sure. We're going to call this sufficiently randomized. And if I have problems, I'll think of something else. That tends to be how I approach basically everything. And then this guy, we want you to. Alright, that's probably okay, right? Sure it is. Alright, and then you need food. You need this to be messed with a bit. Then just up as high as we can, right? We just need to take a different path. That's pretty different, I think. Let's see how that goes. Alright, this guy just arrived and these guys are starting again. So yes, it stopped for a while. I wonder if I also randomize the outs. Because they could both be here. And then circuit condition goes. I suppose that wouldn't actually make any difference, would it? Alright, we're just gonna see how that goes. Oxygen line to Timmy. I'm actually very surprised I hadn't done this in the past. Let's go take a look. We are stopped. And we have oxygen. Why are we stopped? Why are we stopped? Like, we definitely need that oxygen line. Why are we stopped? Oh, no Dow froth. No Dow froth, no silver. So this is extremely pulsy. We will, however, figure out the oxygen problem right now. And I have to have an oxygen line somewhere else. Like, this is an oxygen line. And you come from what? From whence do ye hail? Oh, you come from the same thing. Well, okay. That explains why the entire system's having problems. And it's this red line. This red blood-looking line. You tell me we really don't have oxygen around here? I struggle to believe. And yet doth I believe mine own eyes. Nay, I cannot. What is this? What are you supposed to be? Oh, that's taking the antimony pulp over to the doping area where it's used to make chips. There's an oxygen line. A fully pressurized oxygen line. You come... Where do you go? Why didn't you drop off over here? Alright, so you go all the way to molybdenum, but you do not help antimony, which is right next door. Why do you hate antimony? Well, this at least has an easy fix. What antimony do to you? We will just take this over and then give antimony a direct line. And there will be, like, we even just have to tie in right here, right? So, and that puts it in the gold as well. And so neither of those have to worry. And if we come down to the tank, we can now remove this and take stress off biofluid. Alright, so that's done. More salt for hydrogen chloride at boric acid. Well, let's go take a look at that. Let's take a look at this. We're still so quiet here. It's still so sad. I could speed module it. I could. We want boric acid right here. It is being created, but there is a problem. We don't have enough hydrogen chloride because not enough salt. Not enough hydrogen chloride means we are not making boron at the rate we would like. Therefore, we must increase hydrogen chloride production. We must become ever saltier. Good news, friends. We have, what are we at now? We're at 30 a second, 51 a second, but 30 a second raw, and then plus 200. And so if we just kind of go over and press this button here, we're plus 300 for 68 a second. It doesn't really fill me with joy seeing that. Can we do better? Because salt is, unfortunately, a precious, precious thing right now. So AM5, like FM4, that's a solid lot of electricity, but electricity is about to not be a problem, right? So I should go without fear here. Electricity is about to not be a problem. And now it's at 119 a second. Target full? What are you doing? Oh, it can't go. We are at the end of what one belt can do here. What happens if I do this? The same problem. Okay. Okay. This is a problem. I'm not going to deny it. This is an issue that needs to be resolved. However, I almost want to say this is a good problem. All right, we didn't do it right. Okay. Now you're going at a full 120 a second for a cost of what? It was at 20 before, I think. So an extra 10 a second in order to get so much more. Why do I keep doing this wrong? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This is where we're at, right? As I'm spending the power I have yet to produce. There we go. You should be able to supply a full line. Like that. Here, have more. I think we're going to do this for another one too, because we have another one doing in the area. And do I apologize? No. The lion does not concern himself with such things. The lion cares only for the amount of salt. Alright, so this is going to work its way out one way or another. Have no opinion, right? What I now need is to find the other salt mine, which is right here. And you need to get the same treatment. So let's try to get ahead of it this time. Okay, give me all that. Oh, it's putting it on the ground. Never mind. Don't do that. Don't fight the machine. The machine will win. It has more salt than I have inventory. Alright, there we go. Right now, you are the same as the other one. You're at 20 a second. And that's only one more second for extra... Yeah, it's just... This is how it's supposed to be. And then you're right here. You do more. Just turn it up. We're kicking off today by an extra gigawatt of power, right? So now that's going at... So we have doubled salt production for this area. That's pretty good. Salt is always in short supply, so it's gonna get used. And that's still not a full belt. It's just close to a full belt. Why aren't they doing a full belt if this one can't drop? I guess there's little flashes every once in a while. And are we catching up? Yeah, we're ever so slowly draining out. I really should get a loader here, right? A loader supplied by biofluid would be completely sustainable and cost less power and probably yet less UPS, so on and so forth. How is UPS doing anyway? Why is it so low? Oh, wow, that's low. Why? Why is that? That's lower than I've ever seen it. What are you doing? This is like getting close to emergency levels, guys. I'm gonna have to do something about that. God, I've had no time lately. I got a story, guys. I did a test where I deleted the entire biofluid network, and it gave me a few more UPS. And I deleted all caravans, and it gave me like 10 more UPS. So I might have to do some optimization pass here. If I ever get free time. You know how it is. That's way lower than it's been, and that's recent. I wonder why. No, I really do wonder why. Why is it crashing out lately? I don't know. Anyway, we did that. We should probably make Simic food, but that strikes me as something that should happen later on. So this, we're finally feeding enough salt in for the niobium. That's probably a silly question, right? Because this thing just destroys salt. Yeah, it's 11 a second in some of these. 11 a second. We got... Yeah, we don't have enough of that salt coming in. It's just not coming in. This is dumb. It was never ever going to be enough. Why did I do this? Ah, well. Why did I do so much of it? That's the question, really. And then this is arriving. This will solve that right. Okay, don't look at it. Let's look at Vrox. Let's tune into Vrox again. And just take a look. Hey, this already looks substantially less clumpy. Maybe it was as simple as just doing that thing everyone told me to do. Because this all looks substantially less clumpy with just, I don't know, 10 minutes of runtime. Maybe I should try to learn something off of this. But that's kind of a long shot, and everyone's going. Yeah. We're going to say that's fixed now, but... okay. I'm wrong again. I got it. Wrong again. Understood. Just wrong again. What we need now is to bring Numals into the world. We're done with our... Okay, we should probably do this. What's it take to make seaweed? Braider. It's just like a seaweed farm, right? This is one of the simpler ones. Here, can I have space somewhere? Somewhere? Just want to look at it. Alright. I want you to make this. And so we need seaweed. So we need a chain of seaweed into seaweed 2 into seaweed 3. And it's slow. But I don't really care. So it's 5 seaweed for one of these. In practice, this will run constantly. And then we need fertilizer and molybdenum trioxide. Alright, so we need 3 seaweed farms. And then set this up somewhere. We need a bunch of seaweed, of course. You wouldn't be making seaweed if you didn't need seaweed. Oh, I had all of these. Well, I'm going to need more. I'm going to need more. Just take it with me. I'm going to need moss farms, too, in quantity probably about what I have. Probably fine there. No, I don't have any. Yeah, you're all coming with me. All right, where to site this? The UPS problem's bothering me. I need to fix that. Seaweed is made right here. So am I doing mushroom breeding right here? Why am I doing it here? Why did I choose here? Because this is incorrect. I mean, it's in the correct location, but there's an exception here. And seaweed breeding's highly compatible with everything else. Why don't we just put it right here, right? Because we know trees aren't going to expand that much. Because it's just the same pattern over and over again. So why not? Let's try this. And right here, right at the bottom, snug over here, being polite with space. Yeah. And then just like this, and it's just a refinery, essentially. And we all need fertilizer. Fertilizer and water. Fertilizer and saline water. So it doesn't actually matter, does it? Because this produces at 0.1 a second. This consumes at 0.1 a second. Oh, wait. Let's get actual ratios before we do anything. But am I not doing this wrong? Well, kinda. What's the recipe for number 4 look like? Crude salt. What is crude salt? Geothermal water becomes crude salt for hydrobromic acid. Okay, I suppose. And clean orgo pulp. This is coming soon. So we'll make it work. What we're going to do instead, though, is put you right there. And then this goes right here. And then you come back, like so. And then we're going to get the trioxide and the fertilizer in. Okay, so rates. You eat at 1 a second. You produce exactly at 1 a second. Okay. There's no need to think hard about this. I appreciate that. That's my speed. So we need just trioxide and molybdenum oxide. No, we need trioxide and fertilizer. And there's no need to really complain about the ratios. So it's 5-to-1 to 10-to-1. 10-to-1 would be 300. 5, just go get 5-to-1. It's going to dominate. Oh, and we're going to need a box. Where are you, shed? I suppose right here is probably best, right? And we dump our seaweed there. So, good. So 5-to-1 will dominate, which means our number is 6, so our number is 500. So, okay. I can do that. Oops. Wrong buttons. Right there. As I immediately go and hit the wrong buttons. Brain not working. Have an excuse, but brain totally not working right now. So, you need to go get fertilizer. Fertilizer is in this stack, I think. Why are we empty of salt here? Okay, I have a solution to that problem. It's not pretty, though. The solution really has to be just go get it from the salt mine, right? It's so bulky. Central transport probably isn't the way. Where did I do fertilizer? Oh, right there. All right. Load items. Fert till 2500. And then we got to go get trioxide, which should be over here. Maybe there's something running on my... Oh, I do have a ton of VMs open right now. But my computer has enough threads, so it shouldn't matter. Yeah, I'll investigate. I have to do a optimization pass. Just... Is that it? Is this it? Trioxide. Yeah, that looks fine. Alright, and then you come here, and you wait for a circuit condition. No. And you wait. Okay. And you... Okay. I can't think today. Circuit condition. Parador equals go. Unload until target. Unload until target. Right there. Boop. Right there. 2500. Alright, go and do it, my friend. So he'll be back one day. That's fine. You will go like this, even though we usually do we put it into the outpost, but that's not what we're doing today. And then seaweed in. Alright, and this will produce level 2 seaweed. It'll go over here and make level 3 seaweed. It will get concentrated in this box, and we will have level 3 seaweed in whatever amounts we might desire. So we want water and we want tailings. So where's my pump? Apparently I don't ask for these, so I don't have enough. Alright, you guys get to work. Which means now I need saline and tailings. Tailings should be around here, like right there, in fact. So that will be easy. Saline, however, I'm not sure where it is. Thank you. Saline water. Surely you are around here somewhere. That's water. Because I know if I go far enough this way, I'll eventually hit main seaweed production. That definitely has saline associated with it. Why don't I just bring it in biofluid? Alright, stop. Stop thinking so hard. This is not going to need a dedicated line, so use biofluid for what biofluid is for, right? Right there. Okay. Wester tank, right there. We have to do this. Sure, we'll do it like that. We'll make it look like this is intentional. And then right here. And this will fix itself one day. Okay, I think we're ready here. This will probably go. North Factory Seaweed Breeder. Now we just have to go create Numals. And then we're done with our chores for the day. Let's go look at Vrox again and kind of boggle how a change so simple has actually improved things so much. Bizarre thought. This is looking very well distributed now, and before it was not that. And everything is going right now, and before it was not that. So this is just, once again, this is a little sparser compared to everything else. But it has gone through, so this is where we would expect the sparse belt to be. You know? Because everything has had its chance to pick over that slug of material going through. Alright, so we've leveled up a little bit. There's spolinen on there. Why? We have leveled up a little bit when it comes to that. Let's go take a look at salt for niobium. That's one of the things we're looking at. Just nowhere near enough is coming in. Just absolutely nowhere near enough. This is an embarrassment. We need to prod mod this because of salt conservation. However, it's an electrolyzer. So it can only really be done after we achieve, well, okay, we have enough niobium. After we achieve energy independence, and we just don't care anymore. And the other thing I was looking at was what? It was hydrogen chloride, which is by boric acid, which is right here. Are we better? Oh, that looks better. That looks a lot better. And then up here, are we all moving? Still don't have quite enough, do we? No. Okay. Well, there's a way which we can have a little more. You know, let's just go down there, and just one more beacon will solve my problems, right? Just one more beacon, and everything will be fine. See, we can stop doing beacon. Okay, wait a second. We are lost. I should check on lead too, right? That's probably should be restarted by now. And if it's not, I should be concerned about that. Oh, we're already beaconed. We're missing one. There's nothing I can do about that. I mean, I can just turn it up. Or... So right now you are at 144%. Oh, this already had 2? These already have level 2s? I can just turn it up a little more. Now you're at 150. And if I want... These are close to being cheap onto free now. Alright, there we go. Now we're churning. Now it's eating basically the entire belt of salt, as we can see from the free fall right here. But it's a good use of salt, right? Yeah, it's going to back up. Or the other thing, it's going to consume the entire belt, and that's that. And then we will be salt bound again, which, you know, okay. Alright, so that's going alright. Lead. Is lead... Have we... Can I get that tasty, tasty lead paint again? The answer appears to be no. That's no good. So, what happened here? That was kind of the last of our lead, too. So that's a problem. If that didn't go into Z3 Regent. And we have no Z3 Regent. We have no carbonyl sulfide. So we needed this to go immediately into carbonyl sulfide. And then the carbonyl sulfide to immediately... We have carbonyl sulfide right there. It's just not well supplied. We need this carbonyl sulfide to be going right here immediately. Why am I... Okay, this is... we need to start up a local network. And I believe that will give us enough throughput, right? Well, first off... we can force this back. And unfortunately, a lot is getting into here. Here, let's just irk that right now. I mean, so that's probably not enough. So what we're doing is trying to fix something we really should have dealt with earlier. However, we did not. which leads to this problem. Glad I looked again, right? There's your carbonyl sulfide. Are you going? Yes. Now you're making lots of Z3. What are you doing? Oh, you're trying to... Here, let me help you. Let me help all of you. And then this doesn't exist anymore. And then this can be different. Oh, you are different. Alright, so those were fixed. Now we've splashed as much of this in that we can. I suppose I can empty the other container. This tank, which is right now just kind of hanging out, but I have to have enough storage on the network to hold it. It should be enough, right? And then just kind of pick it up. And then it all floods back in. And that starts Z3 being made again, right? So what I really want is to only overflow into this. So, overflow valve. And this is for Z3. And this is now the provider tank. And it's going to flow back in, and that's fine. But this has to pressurize before it gets exported. And it's not going to pressurize until Z3 is being made. Are we going? Yes. And it makes a lot per second. And the Z3 reagent goes up, 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 up. Oh, what is this? This is just a mess. And we're well supplied on Z3 reagent right now. Here, we're just picking this up. We don't have any acetone here. That's probably going to cause me a problem at some point. I should have put the other one there, but whatever. Alright, so we are well supplied on Z3. Good. So that means this crisis should have passed. We should be over the worst of it. And Z3 is pressurized. And we still have more carbonyl sulfide. So it's a bit of a mess, but it's a mess trending in the right direction. Alright, let's go look at Numals. We have to get them started. Then we'll start paving, and then we'll put in our next gen power plant. We'll work out the details of that, and then next episode we'll be able to iterate on it, probably. Alright, so we have our Zungrors, we have our Simics, and now we need Numal. Where are you, Numals? We've really done all of these? It's been so long. It's been so long. Alright, so you need unknown and exotic DNA. You need... Okay, we have to investigate. So we're going to need a lot of Simic codices first off. Codices. We're also... Numal codices. Alright, so let's investigate the life cycle of the Numal. Numals are weird flower-looking guys. I'm sure they're evil or something. Like they only reproduce by injecting eggs into kittens or something. Let's find out. We have to go make an artificial Numal reef, which is extremely simple compared to other things. This is all level 1 ingredients. And it's after Simics. This doesn't make a lot of sense right here. All right, so Numals come into the world, and we need the ink. This is obviously the critical product here. It is used in, we can make Timmy ore out of it if we have too much, which, I mean, come on. So it's used in bioreceptors and advanced vat brains. And that's used in biofet. And that's used in intelligent unit. And that's used in basically everything. I mean, just basically everything. All of the good. All right, don't look at this. Oh, it's just, yeah, it's used in everything. So we're gonna need a lot of Numal ink eventually. All right, so that's fine. So Numals are constructed. This is nothing weird. So Numals breed in a reproductive complex, and you feed in trits again. I'm gonna have to increase trit production. And cDNA, and you make eggs. That's interesting. And the Numal eggs are of value, question mark? No, Numal eggs are only for making Numals. Got it. And then they grow into big Numals right here. By throwing eggs in with a Numal, in with the caged aug, it takes forever. Just forever. Yeah, that takes a long time to spin up. And then we get Numals, and Numals are used in normal stuff. Like some of these are used for something, right? For making the perfect samples somewhere. All right, so we only need 2 Numals is what I'm seeing here. One to man the reef, and the other to make eggs. All right, so 2 Numals. So we are going to need 10 exotic and unknowns. And exotic and unknowns will require 50 Simic codexes again. So before we get to that, we need 2 Numal codices. So we're going to have to go get more red, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we got to go get more red. Don't we make red, like right down here? No, going to the locker is... okay, we're going to do like this. Don't we make red circuits right in this area? There's the substrate. Oh, it's right here. All right, so we need to make Numal codex in quantity 2. We need to make Simic codex. And that's 38 of the buggers. And now we need what? More tin cable? All right, and that we have to go to the bins for. Unfortunately, why is this? Why is my UPS dropping so badly? This is going to bother me. This is the sort of thing that gets in my head. We want Simic. That's right. Now we need still more red. Well, great. Simic. And then more lamp. And by this point, I've lost track. We're just going to assume that's okay, right? And we're reaching a gastrocapacitor crisis again. Do not like seeing that. This is a fairly easy setup. You just go like that, and you start churning. Oh, we probably need more science. We need... Yeah. We need... probably like 6, maybe 7 blocks of Logi. And there's none here. Well, that's fantastic. What? Wait a second. Question. Why is there no Logi science when universal religion is achieved? Oh, it hasn't. It's just hidden. All right. under the other cooler alert. Alright, I'm on it. I will try to figure out something else. Then we'll actually make progress for the day. Maybe. Oh. That's a big issue. I'm just causing myself problems later by doing this, but that's later. I need to make my new suit. I have a suit upgrade that I actually have to sit down and do. Maybe I do that after the power core goes in. Here, take your Numal codex. Take all of those. And this goes right there. And I put everything back in the box, right? Circuits? Surely I didn't consume all of them. Absolutely not. Good. Alright, way too much stuff in my inventory. But that's fine. Numals, taken care of. Oh, we have to make the fishbowl first. And then we can say Numals are really and truly accomplished. Also, we should check in on lead again. No, I went too far. Where too far again? The leading edge. Have we made any Simic dens? No, we're in the shadow of red circuits for some reason. Wait, is that a red circuit? Yes, it is. Are you getting snatched? Huh. So, yeah. It's just slowly gathering those things. Numal fishbowl. And we're going to need more red circuits. But the nice thing is it needs nothing weird. I really don't even feel like putting this in the warehouse. Alright, so that's done. I guess I will. I'm not sure why I'm doing this. Yeah, I hear ya. And we need Numal. Yeah, bring me 10. And we're not bringing in Simics, are we? Or RTGs. So right there. So Simic Den, good, and RTG. And request from buffer chest. And we don't have any of those yet. Okay, don't look at that. Let's get away from the siren. And let's look at the state of the problem. So glad the alarm actually goes off. And this is fetal serum, right? And that's not enough power. So what I actually need to do... Are you going? No. Well, you have fetal serum. Why aren't you going? Something's wrong. This guy can't pick up... Nexalit battery? What? That's made right next door. What is this? What am I looking at? This guy needs to move. Why aren't you moving? What is this? What is this? Oh, this is no lead. We're at lead. Alright, so this is lead-induced paralysis. Which hopefully we're getting over. Yes, now it's actually moving. Now lead is being made. I don't see anything coming down here. Are we sure lead is being made? Like there's... Okay, right there. I really wish I could prod this. I wish I could prod every step in this. This is... I need more lead, right? Because we don't have a direct lead line yet. But we're going to let that sit for another day. And you're dropping? Okay, so we actually have quite a lot of lead ore coming in. If we made any, it's not showing. Yeah, did we just start again? Did we just get a delivery of Z3? It looks like that is so. Uses so much. Alright, we're going to come back to this because obviously it's going to cripple us. Anyway, we're done, right? Done. We are now going to do paving. And I got a story. Oh my god, I got a story. Work story, of course, but every story can't be about just life. What I need to do, I have 50 Mark IIs. That feels great. Even though the UPS issue does give me this looming sense of doom. I can fix it though, right? I can fix it. Of course I can fix it. Probably need cliff explosives too, right? For what we're about to do. Then I will go do a little bit of shopping. And then I will take a very short break. Not a long break, just a short break. And then when I am finished with that, I will come back and I will start paving and clearing and start just babbling on about things that happen. Right here. More. Okay, that's more. All right, good. I will return to city center. I will take a short break. Be right back. See you in a second. Stay there. Don't move. All right, done. Accomplished all my goals. So now it's time to clear the area where we will put in our new power plant. The lovely lime green sea. Obviously, all of this has to be paved. So let's bring this forward first. Oh, as I do just terrible work right off the bat. Absolutely embarrassing myself. Here, can we fix this? Oh, it takes so long. Thank you, autosave. That was, of course, the correct time. Alright, the bots will help us. This is a bot problem. The bots caused this problem. That's the line. Okay, so this way. Then all the way across. Oh, happy blue water here. Alright, so this is what I was going to do. Now I have to clear all this area. From here to here, and I have to pick up this infrastructure, which should... Oh, wait. I should have brought my bots with me. Alright, that's fine. We can keep going. We'll pave first. It's probably best to get all this out of my inventory, right? And then after that, I will wrap it up with clearing. Alright, so story time, right? This is a current event as of... The story is now about 12 hours old. Unfortunately, it's a work story. No one really wants to hear about work, but this is on my mind. It makes me, it fills me with feelings. So I'm going to share those feelings. You might understand. You might have heard my least favorite client. How we encountered what I characterized as the worst situation in my career when a long-planned, critical system upgrade involving many different companies and many different machines, all having to work in perfect harmony, did not work in perfect harmony. And what should have been a healthy 8-hour maintenance job turned into an 18-hour hell march where I had to pull the system back from the brink just making up recovery procedures on the fly, doing the best I can with the best I could with the disaster in front of me. And you might recall the sequel to that, in that the post-mortem, the actual real problem there was that people did insufficient testing in their lab, and so the lab did not match production. And so the tests that they were performing to tell them whether or not they were doing something incredibly stupid or not did not, in fact, inform them of this fact. And then they went and did something incredibly stupid. This is a common IT bro situation. Nothing new here. What was new is that they went for the rollback procedure. That's what you do when everything's screwed and you have to just put it back what it was, and everyone agrees we just need to regroup and try this again another day. Is abandon ship. We're gonna just put it back like it was, and then hope maybe we can figure this out later. Well, in this situation, this particular brand of hope did not pan out, because not only did they not test the system sufficiently, hi Irving, within their lab, they also did not test the rollback feature at all. And so the rollback feature could not roll back. It was based on faulty understanding of the underlying systems, which is not, these are not words you want to hear when you have literally been trying to plan this this network change for over 2 years. Over 2 years this has been in the hopper. And when it came time to get it right, they fell on their face. Everyone fell on their faces. So yeah, that was not great. And then you might have recalled, well, surely someone's going to be held responsible for this, right? Well, once the post-mortem document comes in and we see exactly why this went wrong, no one tested the upgrade feature. The lab is not actually a lab. Changes will happen. The system will be different. It'll be a new day. We can start fresh from a better, more confident foundation. Spoiler alert, did not happen. In the post-mortem, they basically talked very, very little about anything in way of specifics and just said, there were problems, we rolled back. Haha, we always knew it was going to take 18 hours. Haha, no one has to change or do anything. This was always how it was going to be. We'll try it again later, and surely we'll have different results. Well, they did try it again later, and they did have different results. We had different procedures in place. They listened a little bit. It's not good, but it turned out fine, ? Fine. But this was like very close to the last straw for me. I have been like fulminating is kind of the word I'm looking for. I need something like old-timey preacher style. I am talking about how these people are not right with the Lord, and if they do not change their ways, then they shall bring down a scourge upon us all. A scourge in the form of dramatic financial losses, because dealing with their incompetence costs more money than doing nothing at all. So it would be much better for us if we just didn't do any of this. Just let them live. Let them be free. You let them loose in the woods, and they'll find a new life with a new home and a new family. That was my position. Let them go. They're not happy here. They'd be happier on a farm somewhere. If you love someone, set them free. And unfortunately, my brand of patented maximalist solution to these problems was not adopted. I come up with solutions like, okay, let's mail their CEO and cause a huge problem until we get sufficient attention so that this problem can be addressed. That's my style right there. Go directly to the most important person and become an enormous nuisance until the problem goes away. The people I work with have different views. Allow me to embellish on that. They have different and wrong views. So they want a more softly approach, but the weight of my maximalist demands have been showing on this process. This process of, geez, this has only been like 2 months. This has only been 2 months since the great upgrade. Oh my God, it's only been 2 months. Wow. It feels like an age. Like the elves have dominated and then the men have gone, and now we're in the age of learning disability hobbits. Yeah, it has only been 2 months. Oh my God, I need to find something else to do with my life. Anyway, whining aside, I have convinced them that a broad spectrum project renegotiation is required for success. Specifically, they have to give the project to me. We didn't use explicitly those language. You must give this particular employee full control over every vendor and every system, and all of these different teams need to get out of the way. No more calls, no more 30-man rallies, no more wondering who has responsibility, no more wondering how communication happens. You will give the entire project to this one employee. Also, while you're doing this, you will give this one person a lot of money. Well, actually, my company, but you know how it goes. And I'm talking a lot more money, a real a dollar amount that comes with a built-in frowny face. They are not gonna. We already know. There's no need to speculate. They are extremely unhappy with the number I wrote on a sheet of paper. And the worst part of it is the number is completely defensible. With what has happened, because keep in mind, I went through. Okay, getting ahead of myself. We went through what I will call excruciating rounds of internal hand-wringing, trying to make sure we're doing what's fair and right. And in this, I no longer care about fair. Fair is for the competent, in my opinion. When you have this level of incapability, it's not you get what is fair, it's you get what you deserve. And what they deserve now is entirely reasonable and defensible real-world pricing without anyone getting any friend bonuses or anything else. And this is a number that, which, frankly, they cannot pay. And I knew that they can't pay. They're going to have to escalate to their upstream. And I know their upstream cannot pay. So they're going to have to escalate to their upstream again. You get the feeling, you get the sense of why everything's going wrong now. And their upstream does have this money, but they're absolutely not going to want to shell out for something that they understand is a solved problem. Why are you guys not doing this properly? And so the question is then, what happens if they say no? And my position has been, if they say no, we walk away. And that's it. We're done. The support contract does not get renewed. We no longer do business with any of these companies. We let them go. We let them go and be free. They go and be free. They live on a happy farm. They're romping through the woods at this very moment. My God, gee willikers, wouldn't this be nice? And so we are now in the squabbling phase over, well, if you guys are going to withdraw, you have to actually fix these things properly. And it's like, what? What are you talking about? And so they're saying we have to do a whole bunch of extra work for free. And we're saying, no, you have to at least pay us. And you have to pay us the big money if you want us actually done in a holistic fashion. And they're saying, no. So it's a big negotiation tactic right now. And so I had to do something completely miserable, completely miserable. That now that we're in a negotiation phase, and now that lawyers are getting involved, and now everyone's getting the mean words out, and this is the fight that people want to avoid but was always coming, I had to sit down, and I'm the one that has to do this, of course. I'm the one that's going to have to build the case. I'm the one that's going to have to talk to the lawyers. I'm the one that's writing all these emails. So of course I'm going to have to do this. I'm a computer guy, by the way. This is what I do. I write emails and I review things and I make recommendations. I'm a computer guy. This is what a computer guy does. And I had to do the miserable task of slogging through every single email that's been on this project for the last many years. And there's lots of them. And so I went through it as best I could, and I didn't realize something. Something new popped up. And it's like it was the sheer count of outages this project has had since its inception. It's been about 3 years in production. I counted 17 major operations impacting unplanned outages in the last 3. I don't remember that many, but now I was looking through it. It's like, yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, this was terrible. This was the time when they made changes to one of the VMs, and then they messed it up, and they didn't want to tell anybody, so they just reverted the VM, dumping a fountain of time lost data into the cluster, causing widespread corruption. I remember when they did that. They didn't want to talk about that. Yeah, so just all these, it's like the human psyche has an astonishing ability to suppress trauma. The ability to forget. There's people out there that remember everything forever. Do not envy these people. Forgetting is a superpower, and you must hold on to that. Forgetting allows you to move on from the tiger of yesterday to be able to confront the tigers of today. And so I had just, for no doubt, personal self-preservation reasons, some animal function deep in the back of my brain had just turned off these neurons. These neurons don't have to be. It was a mercy killing for the neurons. They weren't helping anyone. They weren't happy anyway. We don't need these memories. Bye-bye memories. Bye-bye. But because of, petulant argument with these utter incompetence, I had to go through and relive all of that past trauma. And I'm telling you, this did not make me happy. I was getting just more and more upset about just doing this, going, I remember when they did this. Oh my God, they did this too. It's just getting angry. And this is an unhealthy response, first off. One should not be so attached to their work. Am I getting paid for this? Yes. Am I getting paid well for this? Yes. Is the contract going well? No. Is it how I want it to be? No. We're in the process of improving it moment by moment. And improvements will happen one way or another. I've won those arguments. So I shouldn't get angry. Shouldn't get angry, but at the same time, totally, absolutely getting angry. And then I get an email. It was perhaps the only email that could possibly make me happy at that point, and I received it. Do you want to hear this email, my friends? I'm not going to recite it verbatim, but I'll tell you the substance. I received a notification from the customer that their cluster was down again. As they are arguing that these changes do not need to happen, as they are arguing that we are the incompetent ones in this situation, it is we who need to change, as we have already told them that we are not doing any more work of any sort until we get this new contract sorted out. As I'm going through, just reliving all the pain and hate of yesteryear, going through that, having flashbacks, like not quite, from war level, but this is the same sort of thing. Like the tiger is gnawing on my arm again, and I'm going through it, and all of that that anger and frustration, all of that impotent rage I was feeling, it collected in a cloud around my head. I could feel it swirling, foul spirits just collecting around me like in the Christmas Carol, just pressing onto me, filling my head with intrusive thoughts, saying and just being, this is actually kind of not quite what I want, and just looming over me with pure negative energy. And that negative energy shot forth from me. It gated into this world a spirit of pure technological malice. It comes from me. It will come back to me. I know you do not do these things lightly, and in time I will pay the price for making the world manifestly worse by gating the spirit into the world. But it fled from me, just an entity of just anger and frustration, and it went over to their systems and it crashed their system again. And I was not required to do anything about this because of, frankly, their incompetence and their arrogance. And it did this. I cursed them. That's what I did. I cursed them. And this will have consequence. This will come back. I will be reaping what I deserve from this. But in the moment, it feels great, guys. So last night, I just sat back and I got out the proverbial popcorn and I just watched them struggle. And it was just, it was a database problem. You guys have been working with this database for many years now. You and this database are good friends. You should know by now, but they don't. They should learn it from something, but they won't. I saw what passed for an after-action report today. We tried to do a simple thing and it didn't work. We're going to try it again tonight. And they are, in fact, going to try it again tonight. Is this going to work? I want to say almost definitely not. But I may be developing mystical power. I'm going to try to use this force for good. But if not, I'm going to use this force for funny. That's all anyone could ask, right? If not for good, at least for awesome. And that's my story. We're not quite done with our situation, though. And then I have to finish the accumulator blocks. But it was just imagine 17 separate not even customer, and this is not like a rinky-dink outfit. This is a major national corporate semi-state entity subject to an enormous amount of regulation. And with all of this regulation, they cannot even keep their systems going for a month at a time. Well, okay, they've done that before. But it's like it was 17 outages over the past 3 years. And then, as I was typing the email up, they had the 18th. And I had already secured permission that we don't have to help them. That was an emotional event. Why? Didn't I just do that? Well, we'll fix that. And it rolls forward. I have to talk to lawyers next. Lawyers need to establish exactly how much responsibility we have for the current state of the system. And my reply is jack and squat. This has been a system that has been plagued with issues of not listening for a very long time. And they have not done as we have said. They are going to claim that they are doing as they are allowed. They are wrong. And the real moral of the story is they need us. They had an emergency last night, and I'm not even sure they got out from under that emergency. I'm pretty sure they just papered over it and left it where it was. So they absolutely need us. They don't have the money. Their upstream doesn't have the money, but their upstream's upstream has the money. They need to go to their boss's boss's boss, and they have to say, I need a big chunk of money to continue this, or else it's all going to fall apart. And no one is going to be happy hearing this. This is not a happy story. This is not a story about happy endings. This is a story about the tiger in front of us. You might lose the arm, but the tiger might be gone. And isn't it good that the tiger is gone? Isn't that more important? But we'll see. I expect this to drag on a lot longer. I expect them to attempt to I already know they have another maintenance window planned for tonight. I expect that they will go at it again. I expect it will go badly again. I expect they will call us again. I expect we will tell them again we need contracts in place before we are going to do even the simplest thing. Oh, I should have gotten more windmills. It's like the days of the savior for free are gone, which is excellent progress. That is a dramatic attitude shift within my organization. 100% needed. And I'm very happy that I'm slowly winning that fight. What am I doing now? I think I have to stop talking about work. I can feel the emotions coming up again. I don't need those emotions right now. What I need now is just to focus on my relaxation. My relaxation isn't going well. My relaxation is having problems. Okay, we're going to have to fix that. We're going to have to fix that. The world, just remember, in these times, we always must fall back on our Aurelius. The world is imperfect. The world is owned by chaos. We are merely tenants. As creatures of order, we are tenants in the house of chaos. Chaos is older than we are. Chaos has more right to be here than we do. Chaos won in the past and will win in the future. It is only in this strange interim moment that we have the illusion of maybe things getting better. And what we need to do every day is just wake up and say, are we going to let the chaos win? Are we going to create order today, or are we going to not create order today? And the answer always has to be yes, we will create order today. Why is this not going? It obviously did go. Why am I seeing no lead bricks? And so, in my entertainment here, as in my life, I will sit and I will create order. I think we need more ore. And that's the problem we're seeing here. I'm not going to address this today. Here, let's just put this down. More lead ore, question mark. And with that, this worries me so much. It's a race against time. Hopefully you're going again. No, it hasn't reached this point. That's no good. So this guy delivered and it just wasn't enough. So, are we going to crash? Is this what's going to happen here? I mean, we eat gastric capacitors at an astonishing rate. Are we going to crash? We need this guy to cycle. We need this guy to cycle, which means we need this to be here. We need this to be here. Okay, wait a second. I got lost. All right, we need this to be here. We need to go here. We need this to be filled by what? What fills this? What filleth thou? Oh, it's you. Right here. We are in the right spot. Do you have any? Here. You go do that. And then you have to go, and you're not going because no lead. All right, and the lead whale, who is on the way with lead. Okay, that's good. That's a lot of lead plate. And that's going to hit the propene first, because it has to have priority in order to make the Z3 regent to avoid the death spiral. So it's only half is going to make its way through. But good news, everyone. Well, actually, I don't really see a lot of good news on this. The propene is filling up. Z3 is being made, though, right? Are we pressurized on Z3? No, we are not. We need carbonyl sulfide. We need more of this. We need that to be upgraded. Okay. Okay. Upgrade carbonyl sulfide. Can do. Creatures of order, right? We are here to push back the entropy. Just a little fraction. A little fraction. That's over here. And then we'll finally get our new power plant online. As we've been just struggling through this. The problem is we keep asking more of the factory. If we would have just let it alone with its production levels, 200 hours ago, we would not be having these problems. It would have equilibrated, but we keep asking more. We keep asking more. Could you just build a little bit more? Could you just build things that are a little more complicated? Could you just? All right, let's see if doubling carbonyl sulfide helps. It's filling up, and it's probably a little bit early to say if... we can probably check on Z3, right? Z3... Z3 reagent. Alright, so now it's going along with this, and we had a long time of sadness. So what's this? I guess that's peak production when there's abundant carbonyl sulfide. And this is non-peak production when there is not. Does it need to be sped? Should I even ask this question? Like, if this thought comes into my head, there is but one resolution. Oh, that's a 5-5. Okay. Okay, that's fun. You're not going to be a 5-5. You're going to be like a 3-3. Yeah, that's kind of the best we can do. And it gets it up there, too. I mean, I can turn it up more. But at this point, it was moving at rate 1, and now it's moving at rate 4. So, that should be nice. Maybe we'll solve the propane problem at some point. But I really need you just to be going constantly. I could be prod modding this. It would have an effect. Alright, we're going to just assume that that's a bad thing to assume. That's a real dangerous thing to assume. Let's see if that whale I kicked can save us for a little bit. He's coming back. Because you just dropped off right here. And that wasn't enough to fill this guy. You need load caravan until 600. How is this not 6? Oh, no, it's not. It's only 400. Alright. Well, cycle, my friend. Move on and do the best you can. This is not a power-related issue, is it? This was lead locked up. And I finished that, and we're going to have to suffer. I'm going to have to hit my emergency buttons. But that's alright. That's what they're for. Where did, the rest of the stuff go? I guess it doesn't matter. Alright, I'm going to have to go build another power plant. I should probably go do that right now. Because I need one internal. This is internal power. These guys will all be on their own internal grid. You should probably not go there. And I'm going to need a external. And that's probably going to be down here. Maybe like right here. And then we make wood right here. So give me a fast wood. Let's at least get this started. We're not going to finish today, are we? Well, we will if I go long. Right there. Okay. And you're not going to stay there, of course. And we decided... This? No, it was the muddy sludge recipe, right? Without ash. Even though the one with ash is much better, and we bought it. But still, it's... We don't have the ash. And we don't have a means of producing that much ash. So, it's all academic. We need now a thing with blades of saw. Like this, maybe? No, it should be like this. We should definitely use both sides. And then it will leave somehow. Here's your saw blades. You make wood. Alright, so that's 4.17. That's what I calculated yesterday. So this is the back end. Well, get it out of the way. Boop, probably, maybe. Wait, what's a... You can eat 4 a second. You're making slightly more than 4 a second. So do I need 2? I guess that answer is yes. It's not like it's a big burden, so... Alright, so that guarantees... There we go. We have power supply. Good. And take those, please. Alright, so... You're now going... You need to get 1.19 seedling a second. These guys can be sped, right? With beacons? Not that it really needs to. Make seedling, comma, normal. You make 0.3. So we need 4 of these. And how much moss do we need? Oh, I should go get more moss. You're going to need how much again? You're going to make probably just simple moss. Yeah, of course it's going to be... I could... No, we want it to be 0 input. Alright, we need a bunch of moss. And moss is done down south. So let's hook up this area. And then we'll make a constantly generating power line. In a block I can copy paste if I need to. Though probably I will never actually have to. Where? Okay, yes, give me more. I'll come put it back if I don't need it. Because this should be in... Okay. I might have to copy and paste this again. I might. Because I'm quite flagrant with my power use. But by the time I need something new, I might have something new and better. It's hard to say. Alright, so you make 0.47 a second. That is terrible. Because that's almost 1-to-1, but not quite. So what I'm seeing here is we do this. Oh, we also have to have a tree seed maker. Don't worry about it. We'll make it work. So I need you to back off. One, 2, 3. Or I could speed module them, but probably not. We should have this look right. Alright, so you will be supplying the moss. They will be supplying slightly less moss than is required, which, don't get me wrong, is an issue, which I will think about in a second here. So slightly less moss. It's going to be slightly less than 0.3, which is still within tolerances. Okay. So you guys need 2 things. You need tree seeds and you need seedlings out. So how about we just make our life easy and make this real easy to think about. We don't do anything dumb with split lines. Like we will have just a dedicated tree seed line right here. So we have tree seeds, tree seeds. And then we're going to have to deal with spoilage. So we're going to have out, just general purpose out. Right? Just a general purpose out. So whether it is seedlings or seeds, they come out onto this belt. Then what has to happen is they come here and we output priority to the right. Seed, tree seeds. And then straight in. All right. And this comes up and all these guys can scrunch in. And that looks pretty good to me. All right, so we have our wood cannon here. And what has to happen is we need another wood processing unit. Where can I find that? And you're right here, and you're making just tree seeds, right? No, wait, it's not this. It is a automated factory. I want tree seeds. You get first dibs. You will always be first. And so you need to be on both sides of the belt, boy. You come over here and we join together. And we will join right here. Input priority from that side. And then we're just going to go through. Like so. Okay, so there is the seed loop. It should be jamless. I've said this so many times before, and I've been so wrong so many times before. Do I really believe in this? So we're going to need water, and that's not a problem. And now we're going to have to size out muddy sludge requirements, and that will be a problem. All right, so we need 6, 12, 24. We need 222 muddy sludge a second to run this. All right, so earth extractors, where are you? And then we need a washer, right? A washer? See, I remember this. I am capable of learning, unlike other people I have to deal with. And you make me soil, and you make me soil. And at max speed, we are making 8 a second. You are eating 5 a second. You will go continually. So we're going to need 5 of these. We're going to need a block of 5. It's kind of more than I wanted. Then we're also going to have to mulching the wood here is not really what I want. But I kind of have to. All right, so we need 5 of these guys. How to do this? We have to arrange this properly. You need to just go over there for right now. And then this is very bulky in the up and down. We really want this to be here, kinda, because then I want this just to go straight in. So maybe we should align this over here properly where we want it to be. And we know this produces how much? 167 times 4. 666 hot molten salt a second. So give me heat exchangers. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And that's you, making 3K. And this is 160 each, so yes, we need 5. And so we have to work these pipes together. And unfortunately, we do not have an astonishing amount of room right here. Oh, I suppose I can use this area, though. I mean, why would I want to? Well, I can put 2 right here and 2 and 3 up there, and that's fine, right? Probably go 3 and 3 just for symmetry reasons. I mean, literally just symmetry reasons. So like right here, and then right here. And this is the only concerns this block needs to take care of, right? So now I'm free to center this properly with these right here, and then we'll have the pipes going across and yada, yada, yada. So I am free to center this properly for aesthetic reasons. That looks about as close as it's going to get. Here, we will measure. And that touches. Touches but isn't on. And that's okay. That's as good as it's going to get. It's 1 off. That means it's just we have 1 block left over. And that's fine. That looks fine. All right, so this right here, our wood gun, has to be lined up right there. That is the proper place for it. And then we have to, no, we don't have to get biocred in anymore. It's made on site. Why did I not align the wood gun correctly? That is unfortunate. I wonder if that's a monitored term. Because there's all sorts of controls on firearms which might evade detection. I wonder if the phrase wood gun is something that gets flagged. I'd probably flag it if I was a glowy. But no. What are you doing? Oh, I have one extra. I should go get rid of that guy. All right, so wood gun aligned. So can I put support back here? Because we have 2 flavors of support. We have the sludgery right here. Does this make me happy? I mean, not really, no. No, I have to say, not actually really. Can I do this? Does this work? I can't remember if this works or not. Because I'm pretty sure this doesn't work. Well, maybe... Well, I need that because I need to get in. Well, maybe I can make it work. Probably maybe. Probably maybe. Then we need 1 more. This is looking not so great. We need more washers and we need more soil extractors. 2 washers, 4 soil extractors. So, washer, where are you? It's the spinny icon. It's the icon of the spinny thing. There we go. To you. And then, I suppose I don't need any more of this, There is no need for any of this moss to be in my inventory anymore. We need soil extractors in quantity 4. That's exactly what I needed. Thank you. Yeah, it seems really unlikely I'm going to turn this on today, doesn't it? Though I could go long. I mean, I have no opposition to going long. If I had another hour, I could do it. Maybe I will. And now we have to ask the other question. How much carbon dioxide do... Wait, is this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? So 250, and that's meeting our needs. Can we do this instead? That's kind of better. Like, just for lots of reasons, this is better. Alright, so there's our sludge maker. Actually not right there. Actually not. Actually right down here for reasons that will come apparent very soon. Because right up here, again, we have to internal power. We have to go build another one of these. That's going to be another kind of bottleneck for us. This is internal power to power the power system. You follow me? This is to power all these beacons, to make these hands go. This will be a closed loop system off of this guy. Maybe if we're lucky, that's where we'll leave it today. Here, let's do an experiment. I need one of you. And how much water do we need? It's not much at all, right? No, 200 per. So we're going to need another one of these. And like that, and like that. And again, I want to just state, this pump does not require power to run. It is also powered by a demon. Alright, so piping is going to be unfortunate here, right? So we have to get this out and then join it together. So it's just like a mushroom right there, and then we're going to have to figure out where it needs to go. Right there. And right there. But not right there. And then you are out. Then you are out. Can I get power in there? Should I have asked that question before? The answer is yes. Alright, so that we have established an internal power grid. Muddy sludge line. Let's wrap it up. We need to come down right here. And then, oh, it's so hard to see. We probably need to do something else, right? And then come up like so. And as always, it's the carbon dioxide which is going to cause us grief. Alright, so that's now all hooked up. Only we have to hook up here now. And this is easy. Okay, properly sized, properly arranged. This is dumb. Okay, so why don't you have saw blades? Probably because I moved you and it can't put in turd upgrades, which is kind of weird, frankly. Alright, this comes across. This comes across. You come across. Nice straight line. Nice straight lines. Good feng shui. Taking our time with it. Making it work. Making it work. Making it work. It was always going to be like this. There we go. Mostly straight lines. Alright, you're going to want water. You have allowed yourself to become accustomed to water. We need carbon dioxide. Oh, wait a second. We can't do this right here. I mean, we can, but it's ugly. I suppose I allow it. And carbon dioxide comes around, and we are, of course, making a private carbon dioxide maker here. The only question is whether it's running off of the wood gun or not. Because I don't really want to... I guess the question is, how many megajoules will we pull out of the power generation system? Because that's what the purpose here is. We're making power. If I biomass the wood in order to make CO2, right? I feel like this could be better, but I also feel like, oh, we can't do that. Like right here. Maybe I should have brought it back a couple just to not have that. Maybe I'll consider doing that. Getting carbon dioxide in is going to be difficult. So what we'll do is pull it over by 1. Again, in our mad pursuit of beauty, we will try it this way. Try it that way. We will try it every way until we find success, or our bones have decayed in the dirt and no one remembers our name. All right, so there we go. CO2 line hooked up, water line not hooked up. Water line, probably best to do over here. I'm kind of liking how I've had to rebuild this many, many times. I have been rebuilding the eternal biomass power generator for a while, and it keeps getting refined, and it keeps getting a little better. Why aren't you connected? It definitely gets more powerful. All right, so you need water here, and I have water there. This would be so much better if it was a couple over. Oh, we gotta go around. But we are making progress here. There we go. And we'll snake around. Probably not the most efficient, but what can you do? All right, so now we have to worry about carbon dioxide here. And carbon dioxide will, of course, be made through this method. So it's 10 biomass for 300, right? And so we need a little... So wait a second. This means we do it per cycle. So this is 400 carbon dioxide here, 700. 700 carbon dioxide total for one cycle. And one cycle produces 7 logs. 700, so every 100 carbon dioxide produces a log. And then every log produces 5 times 42%. So it's 1 times 5 times 1.42 is 7 logs. Every 100 units of carbon dioxide produces 1 log. Every 1 log produces 7 wood. And then some of that, like the prod mod isn't really necessary here, but somehow I find myself unable to stop myself. So some gets lost here, but then we want to compost some. Do I have a composter? Yes. Tell me about compost of wood. How long does it take? And that's this. It takes 10 wood, which is to say a log and change, which is to say about 130 carbon dioxide, just ballpark. makes 30 biomass. And then 30 biomass, carbon dioxide. New? No. I could have sworn it was here. Where is it? The good carbon dioxide. It's in... Oh, it is here. Extract CO2. Okay. Extract. Got it. Got it. Okay. I'm gonna get it. Extract. There we go. And so 130 carbon dioxide then comes through and it makes 900 carbon dioxide. A gain of like 5. I'm not sure I'm entirely comfortable with that. It's not enough. I need an extra source of biomass. So, what is our rate of CO2 consumption? That's, once again, it's 24, and then like 130 some CO2 a second. This means here. 130 a second. Let's just say that. And this produces 300 a second. So it is 30 per biomass. So 130 biomass needed divided by 30 per biomass. Why are you not performing this math? That's 4. I need 4 biomass a second. 5 biomass a second, ideally. Okay. So what happens if we just do moss? We just compost the moss. 13 moss does 15 moss does 13 biomass. And this will produce that in 0.44 a second. So this will run every 30 seconds. And at that time, produce not nearly enough. So one moss farm is not enough to do it. Maybe multiple moss farms. Let's interview seaweed, cheap seaweed. So this produces 1.19 a second. Great. And then that, so every 35 seconds or so, it produces 20. So this is still under 1 biomass a second, and I need 4 biomass a second, preferably 5. So this isn't going to work out either. I could shave it off, but I don't want to. Do you hear me? I don't want to. I mean, it's not going to make that much of a difference, and maybe I'm being kind of... How about Grod? Grod is basically free now. Well, no, I don't want to introduce another... I require to do slaked lime. And this produces what? 0.145... Maybe other Grod recipes. Wait a second. Grod recipes. So if we look at the basic Grod recipe and we have the upgrade, well, wait a second. We'll look at this. Yeah, actually, this exactly. We took this, and this is just water and Grod. Okay, maybe this needs to be interviewed. And this goes to just some biomass, some Grod. Now, the thing is, biomass is supposed to be our product, but it also produces Grod faster. The question is whether or not it's producing faster. I mean, almost certainly, right? All right, how much Grod becomes biomass? First off, Grod seeds. 10 seeds to 25 biomass. That's not so great. And then right here, I mean, I could raise cacalc for the seeds, right? The really, really basic cacalc. 3 Grod is 15 biomass. So if we're running this recipe right here, that'll produce 90 biomass at a cost of 5. Like, this deserves being looked at. This deserves being mathed out. Also, we gotta look at calc. calc because we have this upgrade. So it's just clay, and clay is just power. So we can do this. Or requires saline water. We don't have that now. And then cacao seeds, you get threshed into seeds, right? So if we do this basic recipe right here, we can't really do that, right? The level 1 recipe is not supposed to be used. So it will cost 11 seeds to make 10 cacao. And 10 cacao is 50 seeds. So that's a net of 39 seeds. And then we pulp those. And that's basically 526 biomass, which is almost far more than we could ever need. So honestly, I think this is just the way to go. But the problem is we need saline water. And we can't just conjure that out of nowhere. So it'll be a dependency and I don't want it. So this is a clear flashing path forward, but at the same time I don't want it. I'd probably be able to do the other recipe, but not this one. Yeah, that's a shame. So moss bad, seaweed bad. Do we finish grod? Grod. Just the grod flowers, biomassing grod. 3 grod to 15 biomass. Did we decide to try this? I think we left it at it deserves to be mathed out. So I guess we math it out. For right now, we look and see how big of a crisis we're in. That's a pretty big crisis right now. You better be making more gastrocapacitors. You are, in fact. So you have a load, but not enough. And this isn't going at all. You're not going because of something else now. That is zinc acetate. And it's being made. Here, just go. Lead situation. Okay. Propene situation. Look at that. Propene situation is we still need more propene. We're going to have to do something about this. Z3 full up. So that priority has probably been correctly set. Or at least differently set. And right here. Why am I seeing no lead on this? Why does it seem to go forever without lead? Huh. This has to be an ore problem. This has to be we just need more lead ore. Okay. Don't think about that. Think about grod instead. So let's go get 1 grod swamp, right? And then we will do some math based on the grod swamp. Let's go take back all of this moss while it is on our mind, while we're crowded in our inventory. I've decided, well, should I finish off the power plant today? We're right about near the time where I could take a break. Time where I should take a break. It's almost been, it's over 2 hours. I should wrap this episode up. I should save the rest of the power plant for tomorrow. And just be happy with the situation in front of me, right? Once I solve the grod issue. And we have level 3 grod, baking. It's going to be a very long time before it's actually finished. Barring astonishing luck. So over here, we still haven't gotten one. And this is gone 214. So, yeah, this is a problem. How many modules do you have? 14. So we need one more. All right, let's go interview this. Just see how it works. And if I am happy with it, it will become my biomass. So, Grod Swamp, right here. You need to make Grod. You need to make Grod probably this way, right? Okay. You need pressurized water, and that's easy. And you need Grod seeds, and you need biomass. Both of those I can go get for you. So all these Grods come out, and then we need a botanical garden. Give me a botanical garden right here. You will get first dibs. Because you have to make... That doesn't look right. It probably isn't right. It isn't right. Ew. I will finish off this block, and then tomorrow I'll go again. Alright, so these are Grods headed towards their fate, right? I probably shouldn't actually do it like this, since I'm not entirely certain this is how we want to proceed. And then you come back this way. Well, okay, hold on a second. And you get first dibs on the biomass coming out. And then right here, we take this and put it right there. Maybe we put it like right here and we drag it back a little bit. That's probably better, right? This looks more intentional. All right, so it's now time to talk, or it's time to ask the question: how much CO2 will this make a second? Something like that. And then straight over. Boop, boop. And that is almost assuredly going to be right. I have to take this down. I have to be very careful about connecting these two grids. And that I don't want to do that ever. So all of these have to get lost for safety. All right, so we produce 0.61 Grod a second. That's honestly quite low. And 0.61 Grod, all right, 0.61 Grod times, there has to be some loss here. There's actually quite a bit of loss. So that represents a loss of 2.5. So we have 14.5 Grod coming out of here every that many seconds. So, why is this like this? So Grod then gets composted. This is not going to work. I can already tell. And 3 Grod becomes... So every Grod is 5 biomass. So 0.61 times 5. Is 3. So I need 2 Grod swamps to make this actually work. I mean, okay. You will go back here now, I suppose. And then we'll make room for another Grod swamp. I mean, it doesn't really work like this anymore. I need to go get 14 more Grods. How wonderful. I also need another Grod swamp. Wait, let's just do the math. Don't think about this. It's going to be 0.16 Grods a second times 2. This will produce 6.1 biomass a second. minus some for right here, minus some for right here. This is minor. This knocks off 1 grod, and the seeds knock off 2.5 grods. So this just produces 13.5 grod. So 13.5 times 5 divided by how long this is going to take, which is 111 divided by 4. 110 divided by 4. And that says it'll only make 2. That says it makes a lot less. Oh, man. So where's my logic? Error in logic right here. I'm doing something wrong. Okay, this produces 17 grods, but requires 1 grod of biomass and 2.5 grods of seeds, right? No. It requires, 2.5-ish? It's not quite. 2.5. Just call it 2.5. It's a little imprecise, but that's fine. So that means it needs 3.5 grod to keep running, which means it will produce 13.5 grod in a cycle. 13.5 grod times 5 is how much biomass that will be. That's 67.5 biomass. And now we need a per second. So this is the slow step. That means we have to now divide this by the speed of the recipe, which is 110. And this says, yes, we are producing 1.16 grods a second. But wait. No, that's biomass. And then times 4. So this says this will produce net 2.45 biomass a second net. So this will produce in the end essentially 5 biomass a second. 5 biomass a second. If we come here, it is 1.5. That's sufficient. This works. That'll produce essentially 150-ish carbon dioxide a second, which is enough to keep all this powered. All right, so we're going to polish this off, and then I'm just going to stop. That, I think, is the most responsible thing to do. We made a lot of progress today. We have looming doom, which we should probably not think about right now and just power through what we're doing. And then tomorrow that lead collapse really hit us hard. As anything that is prefaced with collapse tends to do, right? It's like a collapse of pillows, maybe. All right, so now we have to make this work. So stop. You guys need to make grods. And we could do this. It's not. No. What we want to do is this. Maybe we do this instead. All right. He says, pretending everyone can read his mind. And this goes straight over. And this goes right there. So you go right there, nice and snug. And we can snug you in a little more. Right there. So, like so. And what will happen here is one of these. Then that's grod out. This is seeds in. You get first dibs. And then the biomass comes out and it makes our carbon dioxide. I think this will work. And if it doesn't, I will be sad. You just need pressurized water, which is easy enough to get. You need how much? 72 a second? Easy. Pressure pump. Right there. Water pump. I need to go get more offshore pumps. I don't know why they're not being brought to me. Maybe I can ask that in logistics. Offshore. Maybe I can actually solve the problem before it becomes a problem. We don't have any? For real? Well, I'll have to look into that one day. Pressurized water. This is aligned correctly. It just doesn't look like it. I really wish I could just pass through here instead of having to go in one end and come out the side. I understand why the building works like that. It's just, it is not an ideal configuration for what I'm doing in this exact moment. What? What? Oh, why did, okay, because there was problems. Right, got it. And then that's your pressurized water in. And then we will have a CO2 line out. Good. And that will be nice and hooked up. And we still have room for the local power generator right here, which I guess we have to start off next time by making. Assuming I can. I can get by with using a red one here if I have to. I don't want to. But if I must, I will. It's going to be less efficient on the steam. Okay, that's a little cheaty. How about we don't do that? There we go. That's correct. We have just a hole in the ground and water comes out. All right, and this is completely hooked up. And we have power for all this area. And now we wire in power up here. I'm pretty sure that's all we need, right? We need some grods to start us off. I can go get the grods. We need some wood to start us off. I can go get the wood. And then the wood gun here will be going. We're ready. Then straight onto here. And then that will be powered by this. We'll put, kind of want to put this tank right here. But we definitely need storage. We need buffer. Probably like that. And then steam will come here with preference. And then I guess it comes right here, and this is the one that connects to the outside world. And then, well, no, we want a bank. Well, we can put just a bank of steam, storage tanks right here to buffer steam, and then the building, the turbine, and then it connects to the outside only through this power pole. That'll work. And then we'll rig it up so this has preference, so that the system will always feed itself before it goes on anywhere else. Good. I think this is a good idea. I think this is going to work. And if it doesn't, it'll be funny. Is there anything else that needs to happen? I need to wrap up. I've played too long. As happens, right? Not the cleanest design. It looks a little awkward. Unbalanced down here, certainly. I can move everything back. And save a little aesthetics. I mean, why don't I do that, right? Aside from the fact that come back a little bit. Put down nicely. That's what I'm looking for. And then the soil extractor goes back here. Yes. And then we don't have to do this, which was bothering me. How's the water get? Oh, that didn't get moved. So this is CO2, yeah? Yeah, that was bothering me. I didn't like that. All right, that looks a lot better, and there's room to walk. And this needs, well, this is kind of wrong, isn't it? That's not how it should be. I'll fix it, though. I'll fix it right now. We have to have a situation like this, and then we have to de-seeder. That's your job. How many times can I mess this up? The answer, quite a few. There. And that works, and that works. And this will probably need a balancer. Because why wouldn't it, you know? Pretty sure that'll be how it works, maybe. Then you're all hooked up. These guys aren't connected. Yeah. And you're all just completely out of power because there's no steam here, because the entire system needs to kick off first. Don't worry, I'm going to have to initially power it with external, right? Because of all of the boilers and all of the beacons. So I'll hook it up to the outside for its debut, and then I'll clip it. It'll need to be bootstrapped. That's fine. Okay, so like that, and now we're good. I mean, good in the sense that we're flashing red, and we understand why. All right, that's ugly. It's all so ugly. Can I do it like this and make the lines right? Just build it out like so. Now the lines look better. There, that's how it was supposed to be. Anyway, this is progress. We made progress today. And then once this is done, I will be able to just copy paste this many times. And every time I copy and paste it, I think we determined that it's 11.5 gigawatts, which is, yeah, that'll be noticeable. Yeah, that'll be on the graph. All right, let's get out of here. Hopefully on the balance I did good today. Hopefully I didn't... What are you doing? Oh, you're here to be recycled. Come with me. Alright. Let's do a recap, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, the siren is going off. Yes, everything is broken. Yes, even more bottlenecks being exposed in the factory. Yes, all is like it was before. And shall be again. I moved my cursor. And now I have to do this again. Cursor in the dead center of the factory, and then up. I gotta figure out what's going on with the UPS. I mean, it doesn't actually matter. It can go as slow as it wants. But I still need to address it. Because it is expected of me. No, this is terrible. There we go. That's where it should be. And down. Like that, sorta. Alright, let's take a screenshot. Okay. What did we do, ladies and gentlemen, today? Well, we ran around doing a whole bunch of chores. Lead was in a deadlock cycle. We needed to make more of rocks. We needed more seaweed up here, which we never even looked at. We just set it up and walked away. It may or may not be running. We had to tweak hydrogen chloride. We just stemmed the these salt mines to the max. And now they're producing a lot of salt. Enough? No, there will never be enough, but quite a lot. And then over here, we didn't do anything really. Hopefully all of this isn't on fire or being eaten by biters or something. farthest we got in here is to deal with propene and Z3, which is probably something I could notice at this zoom level. It's the line of pink drops that aren't these pink drops. It's in here somewhere, right? Anyway, after that, we turned our attention to the main event of the day, which was paving these tiles, which is finishing off the accumulator array. I think this is going to be the last accumulators for a very long time. And then we put the infrastructure area here to make the structure I am calling the wood gun. It is one fast wood forestry making a ton of wood per second and all of its attendant supports. I wobbled around a lot trying to figure out how I wanted to make biomass. In the end, I settled on Grod because it's really cheap. Hopefully it works out. I think it will. We have to go build another turbine tomorrow, which is sad. It will go there. And then we're going to work on the final build right here. It's all laid out, and I think it's ratioed correctly too. And it has the line through it. So this is only going to take a little longer. It's a shame I didn't get through chores earlier today. So yeah, tomorrow we'll finish that. And if we get through it early, the next step is to... Oh, we also made Numals, maybe. I walked away again. So we might have some Numals waiting in the tank, and that'll be the third... This is the next arc we're doing. We're doing another alien life arc. We're going to do Zungror, Simic, or probably Numals, and then Simics, because Simics are going to be difficult. They're going to be a pain. And then... before that, though, is to get more silver up, because that's needed absolutely everywhere. We need a double silver production. That was the purpose of all this. All right, so climbing ever higher. I'm done now. Talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody. Bye, 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 bye.